All right, and we're back. This is Dakisha Williams, your webinar strategist. And this topic is specifically around those individuals who are not sure of what to talk about on their upcoming webinar. So recently, I did a poll on my Facebook page and I specifically asked a question. I said, what are you waiting for? What's stopping you from hosting your next webinar, your virtual training? And so I only gave three options, and these were the top three options that my tribe members had responded to a previous poll. And those options were: number one, I don't know where to start in regards of webinars. Number two, never really thought about webinars. And number three was, I don't know what to talk about. All right. So today we are here to specifically speak to the fact of, well, I don't know necessarily what to talk about. So I'm actually going to be training you from a cheat sheet that I created specifically for you. And if you want a copy of the cheat sheet, all you have to do is comment below the video and shoot me a DM, either one, and I'll shoot you a copy of the actual cheat sheet. But let's really start from the beginning. And here's one of the things that my mentor will always tell me is that you have to start with the end in mind. So if you're hosting a webinar, let's be honest, 9 times out of 10, you're looking to sell some type of product or you're looking to enroll people into your signature program. Am I right? Yes or yes? Yes, right? And so what I want you to do is I want you to write down right now on a piece of paper, what is the ultimate goal? Like, what is your ultimate goal? Are you trying to get people to enroll into your signature program? Are you trying to get people to actually have a one-on-one conversation with you about your upcoming program? So I want you to write that down because that's going to be very important as we go through today's training with getting you the topics that you're going to be discussing in your webinar. So over the next 10 to 12 minutes, I'm actually going to flush through how you map out your webinar content for your next upcoming training, because I don't want you to have any blocks or anything that's delaying you from really truly getting your blessing and creating your automated sales funnel. All right, so you ready? So most entrepreneurs have a signature process that they work with their clients. For me, in the Get It Done program, we use the Profit Blueprint method. So some may say, well, what is the Profit Blueprint method? Let me explain to you really quickly. So P is for prospecting. We truly believe that in order for you to put together an automated sales system, you really have to know who your audience is, who are you really looking to target online or offline. And then the R is for resolution. Like, what problems do you solve and what are you going to offer them? The O is for optimization, and that is the platform that you're going to share your message on. If you know anything about me, you know I use webinars as my optimization model. Like, I use a webinar to get my message to the masses. I don't wait for anyone to ask me to be a part of their stage. No shade. However, I've been able to build a multiple six-figure business from the comfort of my home using the computer setup right here. Okay. And so F is for really getting focused on your messaging. There's no point of putting all this work together and then you screw it up in your messaging and you're not even speaking to your audience. But that's a training for another day. Then we speak to the I, which is ignite. That is really your marketing strategy and how you set the strategy on fire. That's why we call it ignite. And of course, the T is for transition or transaction. And that's how you convert your ideal client into your ideal prospect into an actual client. So we use a profit blueprint method. And so everything that I do in business is taught from that methodology. All right. So in the cheat sheet, well, number one, the cheat sheet says congratulations, because if you are here at this point, that means that you've thought about, contemplated, and hesitated about doing a virtual training and you still haven't done it. Why? Because you don't know what to actually talk about for 45 minutes. All right. And I really only have 10 to 15 minutes to tell you what to talk about. All right. So based on, you should have created a title by now. So you should have a title of your webinar. Like, you know that you have the 3 steps to show people how to monetize webinars. Y'all write that down because I might be teaching that soon. No, I'm just playing. So you have a title. And so the first thing I asked you to do was write down an offer. So you have a title and you have an offer. Your content should be directly correlated to the offer that you're going to make. So there's no reason, if you're going to teach me, if you're going to sell to me how to grow an online business, then why are you going to get on the webinar talking about how to make your grass green? Got it? Come on, let's be real. So if you're going to teach me how to build an online business, then your content should actually be aligned with building an online business. So let's think about it. If you were to teach me, if I were to buy your program right now, what would you teach me? Like, what would be the first thing that you teach me to build an online audience or build an online business? I want you to write it down. And then you can fill in the blank. So if you're selling a fitness program, if you're selling a TikTok program, like what would be the first thing that you're going to teach me? I'm giving you the answer, y'all. I'm making it super easy for you. All right. So what's step number 2? What's the second thing that you're going to teach me? So basically what I'm making you write down is your signature system that you are going to be selling to someone who actually purchased your program. That was an aha moment, right? So I'm basically forcing you to walk through the steps that you're going to take someone through when there is an exchange of money. So I want you to write it down. Like this is not just me teaching to you or talking to you. Like if you know me, we get ish done. So I need you to write it down now. Okay. All right. So now that you have the steps, this is now your signature system. All right. Step 1, step 2, and step 3, step 4. However many steps that it takes to get to the ultimate goal of transformation, which I call your end result. All right. So in the cheat sheet, it gives you an example. So this is a masterclass that I taught about the 10 turnkey business systems that create the foundation for profit producing businesses. I haven't taught that one in a while, right? But there's 3 things that I taught. Number 1, the hidden systems that business coaches fail to share with you, right? Wouldn't you love to know the systems that people, they don't share with you so that you can have a successful business model? And then there's 3 things that I talk about under there. There's the metrics, the communications, and relationship. Metrics is measurement. What gets measured gets managed. Communications, you have to have effective communication systems with your internal team and your external team, clients, right? So if you have a team, you want to communicate with your team. For your clients, you want to communicate with your clients as well. Number 2, and then the third system was relationships. So I kind of give you a sneak peek of some of the systems that you need to have in your business. Does this make sense? And then number 2, I teach you a solid blueprint for scaling a money-sucking business. Because some businesses can actually cost you more than what you're making. So I'll teach you how you can actually scale that business and make that business profitable. Are these things enticing you to want to sign up, right? So you have to think about what are some of the pain points that they're having and how does it match up to the solution that we have? Ta-da! I know I make this, for me, I make it sound easy, but I promise you, once you actually sit down and do the actual worksheet, there's a workbook too that you can actually get if you want to like walk through all of it. I'm just saying, shameless plug. It's not shameless. And then the number 1 thing that most businesses fail to do every single time, right? So that the way that I phrase that is to really keep it like suspense. So it's like, oh, well, wait, I wonder if I'm doing this number 1 thing. But you have to register for the webinar in order to find out if you truly are like making this biggest mistake. And then I'll reveal the mistake in the webinar. And so what the assignment is, right? From the beginning, you wrote down your offer. The next thing you did was you wrote down the signature steps that you take in order to help people get to the end result. So here's what we're going to do. The cheat sheet is going to tell you to look at 4 key factors that you can break down during your training that you can talk about. And to be honest with you all, don't get caught up on, oh my God, it's so much that I want to teach in 45 minutes. Let me tell you something. By the time you get to the content, you really only have 15 minutes to talk because you have another 15, 20, or 30 minutes to actually sell the products or the services that you're offering. So you really got a 15 to 20 minute window. So you're going to teach 3 to 5 steps in 15 to 20 minutes, baby. It's not a lot of time. That's not a lot of time. So what are 4 things or 5 things that you can talk about in 20 minutes that's going to make people say, I need to work with Dakisha, right? I need exactly the steps that Dakisha is going over in this presentation so that I too can have a successful business. But those steps has to be like in sync with the actual signature steps that you use. So for me, like, okay, my first step is prospect. So if step number 1 in my webinar presentation, I'm going to tell them, like, number 1, you need to be crystal clear on who you serve. Like, that's the first step. And so I'm going into a whole nother training, and I'm gonna give you this plug real quick, and then I'm out of here. So for my example, my step number 1 is prospecting. So in my webinar, one of the first things that I'm going to tell you to do is what? Get crystal clear on who you serve so that you can attract your ideal client. Here's how I'm going to plug my program. Because in our training, listen to the messaging. In our training, we're going to show you specifically how you can find 100 targeted leads so that you can attract your ideal client. Come on, somebody. You better teach Dakisha. Okay, I'm already doing so. All right, so listen. So I promised you that I would show you how you can easily create your content for your next webinar without stressing yourself out and being overwhelmed. 4 to 5 things, y'all. So if you want access to this cheat sheet, all you have to do is comment below or send me a DM, and myself and my team will reach out to you. We'll give you a copy of this cheat sheet. We actually have an offer where we will show you how to get 120 plus targeted leads. So if I showed you how you can get 120 plus targeted leads in your business, would you take me up on that offer? Would you? If you would, just comment below or shoot me a DM, and we'll make sure that you get that offer in your hands. So my name is Dakisha Williams, your webinar strategist. Be passionate, be purposeful, but more importantly, be profitable. I'll see you guys next time.